Brought to you by Challenger. Jumping into the match here in the blue team side, we have Zeus in the top lane, rocking that Swain. Running Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Legend, Tenacity, Last Stand, Bone Plating, Overgrowth, 10% attack speed, Adaptive Force, and Armor for the Quints. He is going to play a very different Swain build here than we saw from Faker. If you're interested in that replay, it's linked in the top right-hand corner. Zeus, obviously a top lane player. We're playing versus Camille. Camille running Grasp. Question is, how much is she going to be able to use that, as we have a early game skirmish with Rek'Sai taking an awful amount of damage, Exhaust going down on that Bel'Veth, and Bel'Veth unfortunately dying, with Swain's team getting the short end of the stick in this trade. Swain also going down, and we have an absolute nightmare of a 2-0 AD carry. How are you going to do anything in this freaking game as Kalista if your enemy AD carry is already 2-0? We also have a Teddy on the Ashe support again, who has been spamming that. Also recently released another replay of Teddy playing Ashe support. If you want to look at that in the top right hand corner. It wasn't the most amazing game though, so I can spare you that grief. It wasn't the most interesting one. I obviously always don't know before I watch these games, as I don't have anyone who can curate them for me, right? And I don't want to watch them and then pretend, oh yeah, this is amazing, oh, the twists and turns in this game, as I sit there and smile because I already know and I just manipulated everyone. I'm not that guy. So we are going to dodge out the Camille hook shot, and we're going to heavily outtrade the Camille here, stacking up that Conqueror, dealing a massive amount of base damage. And did Camille manage to stack her frickin' Grasp once? No, she did not so far, and she will not again. So I don't know what exactly is going on with the Grasp, but Grasp, questionable decision into the Swain. Now I don't know what else you run. Maybe you run the Comet. Maybe you run, I don't know, Spellbook. I don't know. I don't know if you want maybe Conqueror on Camille. There definitely is not that many good choices on her, as Grasp does synergize very well with her kit and her playstyle and her Sandra. But still, let's do the rest of the team, as I haven't been able to talk about that yet. Mid PvP. Actually, I think I know who that is, but I don't fully remember whose ID that is, unfortunately. But mid PvP is going to pick up a kill here on the Azir. Killing the enemy jungler, which is Rek'Sai, facing off against the Bel'Veth on the Swain's team. Azir facing off against the Twisted Fate. And we have the bot lane matchup we already talked about, with a 3-1 now. So this is definitely going to be a spicy game for the Swain's team. Zeus is going to have to turn up the carry to at least 60%, as him and Azir are going to be the ones that the game relies on. Currently he is, I mean, you can't say dominating, but he's definitely outperforming the Camille with a lot of lane pressure and generally. Alright, we're stacking our Conqueror. Q has been hit. The Grasp proc is here. The first Grasp proc of this lane, if I'm correct. Rek'Sai, no flash. Is going to move in, as we do not flash, because we don't have it available. Obviously, I knew that. And oh my god, the Bel'Veth almost coming through with the turnaround, but it is a tragedy. 3-0 on the Camille. 300 gold shutdown. Swain is going to pick up a massive minion wave that is probably going to equalize that lead just a little bit, but needless to say, we have our work cut out for ourselves as the Zeus. Zeus Incredible player. Doesn't call himself Zeus, calls himself Zeus. And so we shall call him Zeus as well. Just with UZI, these people have their own ideas of how to pronounce the words, and we shall respect that, as it is 2022. Rek'Sai and the Twisted Fate fighting. If you look at the minimap, fighting with the Bel'Veth, we can see that Azir is in a very, very safe position here from the Rek'Sai, but it seems like nothing will come from that trade. However, the Kalista lane managed to somehow kill Aphelios, which shouldn't happen. I don't know how that happens. As the Twisted Fate is going to teleport in, and we're probably going to catch out the Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth going 1 and 3 again, having a little bit of a Master Yi syndrome. This champion reminds me a lot of Master Yi, but since it's so new, everyone's playing it. I still feel like it's Master Yi. It kind of goes down 0-5 in the early game, and then at a certain point just ends the game. Interesting ult by Zeus here as he flashes in. Doesn't hit that E. Camille is laughing at him. And Zeus is crying. Very strong emote game by the world champion. As we're going to ward. And we're going to push down the wave and try to get the hell out of here. Because we do not want to be in this Camille's ultimate range once she turns 6. But fortunately, she is basically in base now. So we are safe to apparently take a plate. Alright, now you gotta go back though. All the greed in the world, you can't push another wave in, can you? Oh, we are throwing. Oh, we are throwing indeed. Is this Korean high elo? Or is this bronze? I'm not quite sure. But the recall coming in way too late. Rek'Sai picking up a kill on the Bel'Veth, who is also running Ghost, by the way. I didn't even realize. So, very interesting. Yeah, the Bel'Veth Ghost technology doesn't seem to be working out that well. What is, however, working out is the Azir into the TF. Azir into TF is a very dominant lane. I absolutely love playing Azir into TF, and let me tell you, I cannot play a lot of matchups, but the TF matchup is one of the easier ones. You can buffer with the gold cards, your E gets you out of gold card range, and you have a lot of range, and you can deny TF his push, and so you can take over the game quite easily as Azir, as you also always have kill threat on the TF. 3-0 now for the Azir, sporting a only 7 CS lead, which is going to increase a little bit now. Zeus is moving into the river here. Camille dodging out on everything. And I personally, as Zeus, would not trade here. I would be very scared of the Camille as we drop down a ward on the Herald. Better to know what's going on, as Kalista is going to pick up another kill, making her go 2, 3, and 1. Renata is going down for the first time. And Rek'Sai is dead as well, as the red team still is ahead. Swain going to use this ultimate. Very clutch. Demon Flare comes out, but will not find Camille. However, lane dominance has been established. I don't know if we should have used our E here. Yeah, I think using our E was a little troll, as the Camille is going to flash and execute the Swain. 0-3-0 for Zeus. It is not looking good in this lane, as Camille keeps powering up as well. And we go Mura, 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 Mura. And the TF goes down once again. Hey, Paul has been sent over by Zeus. creating a little bit of a opening for his team. And you can see how the Renata is jumping to it. As it seems like Renata is going to go down to the Ashe and the Aphelios here. Too tragic. Aphelios 6-2, picking up a bounty of 350 gold with 95 CS. Compare that to the Kai'Sa, which is actually Kalista. Same difference with 59, not even 50, not even 69. 59 CS. Stacking up to the 101. Aphelios really giving us here a beautiful display of what Aphelios can do. The 48% win rate champion can do in the hands of pros and in high elo games. As we're having a gank in the top lane. Swain obviously absolutely loved this situation. 3 people being outnumbered. This is what Swain shines at, and this is the comeback potential. Swain picking up 2 kills for himself on the Rek'Sai and on the TF. And Camille says, "Why is my team griefing me?" As the TF goes 1-4. Ashe ult hitting the Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth tanking the tower shot, but Swain still is able to pull away that Camille from his jungler, saying, "I am your opponent. We are at war. Do not forget it." Alright, we better watch out as the Swain, but we do have a red buff acquired. And I think this is a kill, probably on the Camille here. We flash, but the E has been buffered. The hook shot is way too reliable. And so we will have to make do with blowing our flash again. Pushing in the wave and picking up comfortable comeback gold in the form of 2 kills and a good amount of CS. Now Camille is probably going to equalize that CS-ish, but there is a slight CS advantage. Talking about slight CS advantages, Kalista has been able to come back a little bit, as Azir is going to probably go down here to the TF as a beautiful Ashe or ultimate finds the Azir. I'm going to have to cast this game from Teddy's perspective probably, just because the Teddy ultimates have been on point this game. Haven't been that on point before. As we are going to sit in a bush with the Glask, hoping that we can cheese out a kill, which we can't. Alright, let's take the AD carries farm then, if we can't take that. So we can, I guess, siege down the turret and teleport back to the top lane. Questionable decisions here by Zeus, but as a top laner, you want to have impact, and it is a tragedy. We have an absolute tragedy, as Camille is going to take down this turret. We need to take down the turret before she can. It is probably not happening though. But the dragon has been secured, as the blue team is on a rampage, killing the Aphelios as well as the Twisted Fate once again. Twisted Fate at this point being 2 and 5. Not interested in winning this game. And Mr. Hopium is going to take down the turret for the Swain. The Swain is getting ready to defend the tier 2 of his team. Ashe ult definitely providing a lot of value, as another arrow is just about missing the Kalista. Her not being able to recall there wouldn't really matter too much for her though. So unless someone is there, I think it wouldn't be that strong of an arrow. Obviously the TF ultimate is off cooldown, but I don't think TF wants to fight even a stun Camille at this point. Don't think it's looking good. But TF, obviously, if TF is behind, so be it. We still have rapid fire and Everfrost, and so we can still provide a lot of value as TF, right? One thing that you can't forget. An inting TF. Not that much of a problem. Not as much of a problem as an inting Akali or Silas. As the value of TF is not necessarily bound to gold. Gold cards and ultimate are available independent of damage. Obviously being able to shove down turrets and stuff is super good on him. But he is one of these mids that can fall behind. Azir is not, but he is fortunately also not behind, as Zeus is speculating on maybe getting an assist here, as he has acquired the blue trinket. Another kill going down for the Aphelios. Aphelios 7, 3, and 2. A scary, scary creature. As the TF is going to teleport in and stun the Kalista. Kalista is going down to the Rek'Sai. And we have a whole situation. A whole situation over here. As, yep. That is a kill picked up by Azir. Very good. Big shutdown gold. I actually don't think that Swain can fight the Camille head on. I think if he can stack his Conqueror beforehand during the laning phase, right? He can stack it beforehand. I think he has a chance. But just like that, I'm not sure. Camille does chicken out though. But the Ash Arrow coming in clutch. And so that is a dead Swain again. Azir looking left and right. And there just is no team. There is no team. Why? Because they're all on his back. Sitting, chilling, being carried. Like, what was that? What was that? I recently saw this meme with a man that is carrying a dog. It looks super cute. He has one of these dog backpacks. You just see the dog looking out, grinning super happily. Yeah, that is Azir's team right now, as he is single-handedly, I would say, keeping them in the game. Obviously, Zeus still laning okay, but there are quite a few of mistakes that have been made. The recall mistake, and there also was the flash incident, which have been questionable. Although the latter, I will personally blame. And that might be a little bit of copy. But on the fact that Swain isn't necessarily the most used top laner ever. This Camille is going to pick up another kill. 6-0. Camille. Tanoshi. Very good at Camille. We saw the buffer already of the hook shot, which is pretty basic in Korean high elo, but obviously something that you do have to pull off playing against a champion like the Swain. As the Swain E is going to go wide, and no W is going to connect. And so Rek'Sai got out with a little bit of a scare, and there was no TF ultimate to be blown. No Ash ultimate to be sent. And Swain will get out unscathed. I personally was a little bit scared for Mr. Swain's hide here, but he obviously tracking the death cooldown / recalls a little bit better than me, apparently. So we're going to pick up the ward and prepare for a dragon here. Top lane, still a question mark ping going down. Is in a weird state, but is not pushing for any team really that much, so we can happily ignore it. This dragon is going to get picked up, and we are stealing a blue buff. Zeus with the highlight play of the game at this current point, stealing a blue buff away for himself. Blue buff actually not that valuable on Swain. It is good. Swain does spam his Q. But since the Q is so close range, there's always the danger of Camille all-inning, right? And so his Q spam is a little limited as the ghost is coming out. We're going to be running down the Camille, who is still outrunning. Incredible. Who's still outrunning the Rek'Sai. As we're going to teleport right into combat. A combat that has TF dying again. There is no ultimate available, though, for the Swain. And so, unfortunately, we are not going to absolutely gap this team fight. But the team fight decidedly has been won by the blue team. Personally, I would have liked to see a little bit more impact by our protagonist here, but that is totally fine. We are going to push down a turret as our team takes the Baron. And a Bel'Veth with Baron is a force to be reckoned with. We will see if that comes through. Swain recalling as the enemy team is on their way to the turret, trying to save their stationary gold. Swain now picking up the Zhonya and the Giant's Belt. Zhonya he had before. The Giant's Belt, and needlessly going for maybe Rylai's, but I personally would like to see a Demonic Embrace here. And then I think you can go pretty full tank after this, actually, as Demonic Embrace obviously gives you AP, dependent on your current health. A build that we see commonly on Shyvana, Zac, Tahm Kench. These type of champions could also be interesting on Swain. I think moving forward here was a mistake by Swain. I think he could have baited the Camille out a little bit more to move a little bit further back in her ultimate. But undying as we are, we're going to siege down the turret with full HP. As Azir is going to hopefully be able to stop the Twisted Fate from trading a turret. As we're going to siege the enemy base. And we did manage, indeed, to take down probably the inhib as well. Twisted Fate ultimate is available. But is it going to be enough to stop the enemy team from sieging? Probably not, as Kalista is absolutely overextended, but the Renata Glass W will come in clutch. Obviously, we are fighting against enemies in the enemy base, but the game, dare I say, the game is over. It is a done deal. And so thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.